something major just shifted in Washington. And if you're collecting Social Security, this directly affects your wallet starting now. The IRS has quietly begun processing $400 stimulus checks tied to unclaimed recovery rebate credits from previous relief rounds, and millions of seniors never received what they were legally owed. On top of that, the Trump administration has signaled new $770 direct payment proposals, currently moving through federal budget discussions, while at least 11 states have already launched $750 guaranteed income programs, with zero income tax penalties for recipients over 62. Here's what nobody is telling you straight. These payments don't automatically land in your bank account. You have to know which programs you qualify for, which require an application, and which deadlines you are about to miss permanently. In this video, we break down every single payment, who qualifies, how to apply, and what steps to take this week before these windows close for good. Let's start with the IRS $1,400 stimulus checks, because this is the one that has the most seniors confused right now, and understandably so. The IRS announced that they are automatically sending out $1,400 payments to approximately 1 million Americans who filed their 2021 tax returns but never claimed the Recovery Rebate Credit. Now you might be sitting there thinking, wait, I thought all the stimulus money was done and over with. And that is exactly what most people assumed. But here is the truth. The federal government identified a massive group of taxpayers who were legally entitled to this money and simply never received it, either because they left that section of their tax form blank or because they made an error when calculating what they were owed. The IRS, rather than making these people refile and go through a complicated process, decided to issue these payments automatically. That means if you are one of the people who qualifies, the money is being sent directly to the bank account or mailing address the IRS has on file for you. No application needed. No phone call required. The payments started going out in late December 2024 and are expected to continue into early 2025, with the IRS confirming that eligible recipients should receive their checks or direct deposits by late January at the latest. So if you have not seen that money yet, do not panic, but do pay close attention to your mailbox and your bank account over the coming weeks. Now here is what you need to understand about who qualifies for this $1,400 payment. If you filed a 2021 federal tax return and you either left the Recovery Rebate Credit field blank or entered 0 when you were actually eligible for the credit, you are likely in that group the IRS is targeting right now. The IRS has already done the calculation on their end, and they are not asking you to do anything. But here is where seniors specifically need to pay attention. Many older Americans did not file a 2021 tax return at all because their only income was Social Security, and Social Security income is generally not taxable if it is your only source of income. If that describes your situation, you may have been left out of the automatic payment group. However, the IRS set up a specific non-filer option in the past, and some of those people are still being tracked down. If you are unsure whether you filed in 2021 or whether you received all three of your original stimulus payments, the $1,200, the $600, and the $1,400, the smartest move you can make right now is to go to irs.gov and use the free tool called Get My Payment, or contact a tax professional or local VITA site, which stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, where seniors can get free help figuring this out. Do not let this money slip through your fingers simply because you were not aware it existed. Now let us move into the Trump $770 payments, because this is where a lot of the confusion and, frankly, a lot of the misinformation online has been swirling around. So let us clear the air and give you the real picture. The $770 figure that has been circulating is connected to proposed federal relief measures and supplemental payment adjustments that have been discussed in connection with the incoming Trump administration's economic agenda. Part of what is being talked about is a monthly supplemental payment structure aimed at low-income seniors and disabled Americans who are on supplemental security income, also known as SSI. Currently, the maximum federal SSI payment for an individual is $943 per month in 2024. But various advocacy groups and some legislators have pushed for a floor adjustment that would guarantee no SSI recipient falls below a certain threshold, and the $770 figure has been associated with a proposed baseline guarantee in some of these discussions. Now, it is critically important that you understand this has not been signed into law as of right now, but it is actively being talked about in Washington and has been included in broader conversations about the federal budget and Social Security reform heading into 2025. This is real. This is not something someone made up on the internet, but you need to stay updated because the difference between a proposal and a law is everything when it comes to your actual finances. Speaking of Social Security reform, let us talk about something that actually has passed and is already affecting seniors across the country right now. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law, and it eliminates two provisions that have been punishing certain retirees for decades. These two provisions were called the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. If those terms sound unfamiliar to you, here is what they meant in plain language. If you worked a job that did not pay into Social Security, things like certain government jobs, some teacher positions, some firefighters and police officers, and you also earned Social Security benefits through other work, the government was essentially penalizing you by reducing your Social Security check. Millions of retirees have been receiving less than they were rightfully owed because of these two provisions. With the repeal now signed into law, the Social Security Administration is working through the process of recalculating benefits for the nearly 3 million Americans affected. That means some seniors could see their monthly Social Security payment increase by hundreds of dollars. And in some cases, there may be back pay owed for the months you were underpaid. This is not a small thing. This is potentially life-changing money for people who have been quietly shortchanged by the system for years and never even knew it was happening. Now let us get into the $750 guaranteed income programs, because this is something that a huge number of people, even financially savvy seniors, have no idea exists right now. Guaranteed income programs are locally and state-funded initiatives that provide direct monthly cash payments to residents with no strings attached. You do not have to prove you spent the money on anything specific. It goes into your account and it is yours to use however you need. These programs have been expanding rapidly across the United States, and right now there are active programs in states including California, Illinois, Minnesota, New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, and others. The payment amounts vary by program and location, but many of them are paying between $500 and $1,000 per month, and several programs specifically targeting seniors over the age of 60 or 62 are offering amounts right around that $750 range. One of the most important things to understand about these programs is that in many cases, they do not count as income for the purposes of determining your Social Security or SSI eligibility. That was a major legal clarification that came through in recent years, which means you can receive these guaranteed income payments on top of your existing Social Security without risking your benefits. That is a huge deal, and it is something a lot of seniors were afraid of, which is exactly why they never applied. So how do you find out if there is a guaranteed income program in your area? The best starting point is a website called Guaranteed Income Tracker, or you can simply search your city or county name along with the words Guaranteed Income Program 2025. Many of these programs are run through local nonprofits, city governments, or community organizations, and they post their application windows online. Some programs are lottery-based, meaning they randomly select recipients from a pool of applicants, while others use income thresholds or age requirements. The key is to get your name into as many of these programs as possible because you genuinely have nothing to lose by applying and everything to gain. If you are a senior living on a fixed income, an extra $750 a month can mean the difference between paying your heating bill and skipping a meal. These programs exist specifically for people in your situation, and the funding is already there waiting to be claimed. Let us also talk about SNAP benefits because this is another area where seniors are massively under-enrolled and leaving real money on the table every single month. SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is available to millions of seniors who qualify based on income, but simply have never applied. Studies consistently show that only about 42% of eligible seniors are actually enrolled in SNAP. That means more than half of the seniors who could be getting help with their grocery bills right now are not getting a single dollar. The average SNAP benefit for a senior household in 2024 is approximately $150 per month, and for many seniors with very low incomes, the benefit can be significantly higher. If you are spending money out of your Social Security check every month on groceries and your income is limited, there is a very real chance you qualify for SNAP and have no idea. You can apply online through your state's benefits portal, by phone, or in person at your local Department of Social Services. The application is not complicated, and the people who process it are there to help you, not to judge you. Food assistance is a federal right for qualifying individuals, and there is absolutely no shame in using a program you have paid into through your taxes your entire working life. There is also something important happening with Medicare right now that every senior needs to hear. As of 2025, the Inflation Reduction Act cap on out-of-pocket prescription drug costs is fully in effect. This means that if you have Medicare Part D drug coverage, your out-of-pocket costs for prescription medications are now capped at $2,000 per year. Before this change, seniors were sometimes paying $5,000, $8,000, even $10,000 or more per year out of pocket on prescription drugs, particularly those dealing with cancer, diabetes, or other chronic conditions. That cap is now the law of the land, and it applies to you right now. If you have not reviewed your Medicare Part D plan recently, this is the moment to do it. Make sure you understand your new cost-sharing structure, and if you feel like your current plan is not giving you the best deal under the new rules, you can work with a licensed Medicare counselor through your State Health Insurance Assistance Program, also called SHIP, completely free of charge. These counselors do not sell anything. They are there purely to help you understand your options and make sure you are getting every benefit you are entitled to. Another thing that is moving through conversations in Washington right now is the idea of eliminating federal income taxes on Social Security benefits. This has been a proposal that President Trump floated during his campaign, and it has gained real traction in certain congressional circles. Currently, depending on your combined income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax. For seniors living on modest, fixed incomes, this is a significant financial burden. If this proposal moves forward and becomes law, it could mean thousands of dollars back in the pockets of retirees every single year. Now again, this is not law yet, but it is being discussed seriously at the federal level, and it represents a potentially massive financial shift for Social Security recipients across the country. Keep your eyes on this one, because the difference in your annual tax bill could be substantial if this passes. Let us also address the cost of living adjustment for 2025 because it directly affects every single person receiving Social Security right now. The COLA for 2025 was set at 2.5%. While that is lower than the 8.7% adjustment seniors received in 2023, it still represents a real increase in your monthly check. For the average Social Security retirement beneficiary, this translates to roughly an additional $49 per month starting in January 2025. For someone receiving SSI, the maximum federal payment increased to $967 per month for individuals. These adjustments happen automatically, and you do not need to do anything to receive them. But it is worth checking your benefit statement through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov to confirm that your new payment amount is reflecting correctly and that all your personal information is up to date. One final thing that is absolutely critical for you to understand is that scammers are exploiting every single one of these payment announcements to steal money from seniors. The moment news breaks about stimulus checks, guaranteed income programs, or Social Security changes, fraudsters flood phone lines, text messages, and email inboxes pretending to be the IRS, the Social Security Administration, or government agencies offering to help you claim your money. Here is the rule you need to tattoo into your memory. The IRS will never call you and demand immediate payment. The Social Security Administration will never threaten to suspend your benefits over the phone, and no legitimate government program will ever ask you to pay a fee upfront to receive your money. If anyone contacts you claiming to help you get a government check and asks for your Social Security number, your bank account information, or any kind of payment, hang up immediately and report it to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Protecting what you already have is just as important as claiming what you are owed. You have worked too hard and waited too long to let someone steal it from you in a 5-minute phone call. The bottom line is this. There is more money available to American seniors right now than at almost any point in recent history. Between the IRS stimulus payments, the proposed new federal payments, the expanding guaranteed income programs, the Social Security Fairness Act back pay, the Medicare drug cost cap, the SNAP benefits going unclaimed, and the potential elimination of Social Security taxes, the financial landscape for retirees is genuinely shifting in your favor. But none of it comes to you automatically unless you stay informed, ask the right questions, and take action. That is exactly why staying connected to real, accurate, up-to-date information about your benefits is not optional. It is essential. Make sure you watch the other videos on this channel because we cover every one of these topics in detail, and we will keep updating you as new information becomes available. Your financial security in retirement depends on knowing what you are owed, and now you do.